Is there any way to help people who maybe don't understand the effect that more broadly, not just the podcast itself, but more broadly, Joe Rogan has had on comedy? And I want to ask this in the following way, which is I came of age with like really beginning into comedy after college. And, this was still the time of Patrice O'Neill. Bill Burr certainly was part of that. Colin
Mhm.
Farrell, just a bunch. There's a bunch
Yeah,
of
yeah,
guys at that
yeah,
time. And that kind of shaped the way that I saw things. At that time, Rogan was not considered even on their level. He was an LA based guy and he had the UFC connection. He was on Fear Factor. He did news radio. He had done
yeah,
some things,
yeah.
certainly. But as a stand up act, if you had asked me in 2006, who would be the biggest name in 20 years? Maybe I would have picked O'Neill. Maybe I would have picked Burr. I would have gotten pretty far. I would
Mhm.
never have picked Joe Rogan, even as like him with Doug Stanhope. I would have never picked him over Doug
No,
Stanhope.
people would have picked. There was a point at which Stanhope really just decided he didn't care about mainstream success. So,
Yeah.
but yes, Stanhope was considered to be, when people talk about who the inheritor of the Bill Hicks flame, it was often Stanhope, and I
So
don't think
so
Stanhope wanted it, but yeah.
so how did it get to where we are that it completely subverted what we had thought was going to happen?
So everybody going at Rogan. I mean, it gets you your views, right? Especially if you're going the opposite direction of what everybody else is going. Um, they asked the question: Did Joe Rogan destroy comedy? And I'm thinking to myself, okay, so I know the black comedian. I seen him before. I seen him on like the news channels and stuff, and um, you know, I don't. That's not my cup of tea. What he does, and I don't get it. Maybe it's for like nerds or something, but I don't get it. The white dude, have no idea who he is. Just happened to come across this and thought I'd add my 2 cents. Right, like I live in Austin, and living in Austin, I'm able to see how these things are being done. Now, am I a part of the sphere? No, but I see what's going on, and these comics are bitter. I don't care how much money you think that these people got. These comics, these individuals are like, how did he do this? And back in the 90s, when you were on a TV show, you could go on the road. They would promote you. You'd be on the news, on the radio, and people will come to your show. If not, they bark or they paper the room for you. And over time, you'd be growing your act, growing your fan base. And then, ta-da, another movie role or another TV role. Like he was on, I don't even know, it's called News something. He was on some show, and then Fear Factor, then UFC. Like, do you understand how many people are seeing this man in the 90s, where TV was limited? So of course he built a fan base, but then he found a direct way to get to his audience. Why haven't other comedians from that 90s era done the same thing and has been successfully? Not only like don't get me wrong, changed the culture at the Comedy Store, moved away, helped change the fucking culture again. That's 2 times where he changed the culture in one of the best comedy clubs in the world, the prestigious, the world-renowned Comedy Store. But I look at it like, you know how many individuals that he made millionaires? Not just from comedians. I'm talking about branching out to people that have sold books on his show, do comedy, and because being on the show, numbers blew up. Like the Oprah of today. If he says you're funny, you can use that and go to the moon. None of them two are doing anything like that. They're like, well, he wasn't the best comedian coming up. There was a lot of comedians that weren't good in the 90s. But look who's still going. As my homeboy would say, I'm still here. I'm still strong. How many people were in his era in the 90s that are not doing jack? You got the audacity to even question if he's the reason why comedy is destroyed? Have you lost your mind? I could name a ton of comedians that ruined comedy. I could name a ton of comedians that are ruining comedy, and I don't think he's one of them. He has created a complete economic boom in Austin simply by being here. Changed the trajectory of the economic growth within the city of Austin. It is now a tourist attraction. Was it a tourist attraction before? Yeah, maybe by Moon Tower, maybe South by Southwest. But on a regular basis, yeah, people from Killeen come to go to 6th Street, San Antonio come to 6th Street, San Marcos, yeah, of course. But are they coming from London? Are they coming from Australia? It is now a comedy destination where people are coming here simply to find opportunities to be at his club. And guess what? The trickle effect of the other places that generate those people that can't get into that club because there's a capacity is able to make money as well. I think you comedians that are bitter and sad. And I hope that you get your stuff together, because the way this man is helping out comedians, the way he's do you understand, in 15, 20, 60 years, this will go down in history. What he's done will go down in history. The same way Missy Shore being in LA and having the Comedy Store with her husband is historic. They're going to talk about this. And you're going to have a bunch of comics where you can go online and see them cry and complain about something when they could have done it themselves. Joe Rogan did not ruin comedy. Period. It's you niggas. I'll let y'all. Tell me what y'all think. Do y'all think Joe Rogan? Do y'all think Joe Rogan ruined comedy? Or was it like the crybabies and the gatekeepers and Hollywood? Hollywood ruined comedy. That's who did it. Blame Hollywood.